Welcome to Beyond the Bubble podcast, featuring monthly talks and updates on Viking men's basketball, where they're at and what they're up to.
Welcome back to the Beyond the Bubble podcast. I have Jalen Addison on with me today. Jalen was a senior for us. What year did you graduate again, Jalen? Give me the year.
High school or college?
College.
2022.
It was 2022. I'm getting all my years mixed up. 2023, 2022, 2019. I get them all messed up. But Jalen was a senior for us in 2022. Won a lot of basketball games for VCSU men's basketball. Where are you living right now, Jalen?
I'm currently back in Milwaukee.
You're in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to since your time away from VCSU? I know we had a pro experience and all that stuff, but we'll get to talk into that. But like, what are you currently up to right now?
Right now, I'm just working out, getting ready for the next season.
Okay.
Running a little side business. I have a detailing business that I do right now.
Detailing. So like car detail.
Yeah.
Okay. How's business?
Business is actually booming. I had to take a couple cars off today for this podcast.
Oh man. Now I feel like I got to run a couple cars to you or something like that.
That's a good deal.
It's a good deal?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you running that, like at a shop, or what are you doing?
No, I'm actually using my parents' driveway at the moment.
Okay. All right. Just got to get a little side cash, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they got all the supplies I need here, so I got to spend the money.
I might have to make a stop over in Milwaukee on my way recruiting or something and get my car a little shined up, huh?
I got you. I'll fit you in.
Well, that's great, man. So you kind of do that stuff in the off season just to kind of like keep things going a little bit, and then obviously you sign those pro contracts, you get paid through that. So mom and dad, family, everything going okay there?
Yeah, everybody's good. Taking it one day at a time.
Taking one day at a time. So when do you get your workouts in?
I usually do them in the mornings, and then I try to get one more. I do 2 in the morning, and then one more at night if I can find another gym, like an open run or something.
Oh, okay. So 2 in the morning. What time are you getting into the gym?
I lift at 7, 7 about 8:30, and then like a skills workout 9 to 10.
Okay.
And my first card usually is around 10:30, 11.
Okay, so full-time basketball still, huh?
For sure.
Yeah. Are you still shooting late at night like you used to at VCSU?
No, I don't got as much access here as I did out there. That's one thing I do miss, is being able to get in there whenever I feel like it.
Hey, he's saying good things, right, Mitch? He's saying good things. He's saying good things about all the access that he had to play basketball here at VCSU. It's good recruiting there, Jalen. I really appreciate that, man. Well, cool. So what, let's talk about, we'll talk about your time at VCSU here in a little bit, but I really think it's really cool that you got to play professionally last year. And I really want people to get that in and to hear about that. And we only have a select amount of time here today. So let's talk about your path to play pro ball last year. Obviously, one thing I was always impressed with when you played here and all that stuff is your dedication to getting in the gym, getting workouts in, understanding how much work it actually takes. And obviously you've extended that now into your professional career. But let's just talk about, so you graduated from VCSU in the May of 2022. Where did you go from there to become a professional basketball player?
Well, I actually reached out to a lot of people, regarding like agent situations and stuff like that. And the person I actually got in contact with that helped me went to Mayville.
Okay.
I didn't find him recently. His name was Ron Howard, out of Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
He actually watched my film and felt that I could actually play at the next level. And a job opportunity came along in January, so like halfway through the season, and that's really just how I started.
Okay. So do you currently have an agent that helps you out right now?
Yeah, I'm still working with Ryan at the moment.
Okay, and I've spoken with Ron a couple times over the last year or so. Seems like a great guy. I think he's heading over to Italy shortly. Did he tell you that?
Yeah, I'm actually headed there too, but not with the group that he has.
Okay. So you're heading to Italy soon.
Yep, on the 5th, September 5th.
Awesome. Hey, man, that's gonna be pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
So basketball is taking you to Italy. Where in Italy are you headed?
Madrid.
Madrid?
Yep.
Okay. And you got places to stay and all that kind of stuff all figured out?
Yep.
Okay. So going back to it, how many tryouts did you do going into becoming a pro? Did you go and do any specific tryouts in that summer of 2022?
I actually didn't do any tryouts. I had a direct like a workout with the team in Mexico. I went out there for a weekend.
Okay.
Worked out with them and played 2 games. And yeah, it just wasn't a fit. They already had like the imports that they were set on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where in Mexico were you?
I was in Ensenada.
Ensenada. Where is that in Mexico?
I guess you could say like west side. It's like 3 hours out of San Diego. I had to fly to San Diego and then drive the rest of the way.
Oh, okay. So you had to cross the border by car?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Was there any difficulty in doing that or anything?
Just time. It took a while.
The drive was pretty long?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it pretty backed up at the border heading across or anything?
Getting into Mexico, it wasn't, but coming back, it was.
Okay. So coming back into the United States, it was a little delayed. Best way to describe it.
Sure.
What was the ball like down there? I mean, you played 2 games, you said. Was it different? What was the kind of like feel of the basketball game that you were playing in?
The ball was actually the same that we played with at Valley.
Yeah. Oh, so the Spalding?
Yep, the TF. Yep.
Okay. What was the basketball game like?
Definitely a lot more physical.
Really?
I'm used to, yeah.
Really? I don't think us United States people like hearing about that, do we, Mitch? They're playing a more physical game down in Mexico, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Was there a lot of United States citizens playing in the game, or was it just kind of you versus Mexico citizens?
The first game was us against another team from down there, and then the second game was us against the actual American team.
Oh, okay.
Like all-American team.
Okay, and this was just kind of like it was an actual game sponsored event, or was these kind of like tryout games?
So the first day was like a practice, like an actual practice, and then the next 2 days it was like an exhibition basically.
Okay.
The first day we played against like one of their I guess you say like their B team, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the lower league teams out there. And then the second day we played like a fully American team.
Okay. And a lot of did you stay in touch with a lot of those players or anything?
Yeah, for sure. I'm in contact with a lot of them still, actually.
Oh, so it was a great networking tool, huh, down there?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Great.
Very cool, man. Well, basketball's taking you a lot of places. Obviously to Valley City State, North Dakota, all the way over down to Mexico, and then you were lucky enough to score a contract over in Bosnia. Am I correct by saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's first of all, going into the Bosnia thing, let's talk about how long the flight was first. Was it pretty long?
If I'm correct, I think it was 18 hours.
Oh, okay. 18 hours in a plane. Obviously, you've never done that before, right?
Never. I think it was 13 flight time, but like total, it took me 18 hours to get there.
So let's just talk about that. And like, how many connecting flights did you have?
I went from Milwaukee to New York, and then I think New York to Turkey, and then Turkey to Sarajevo, and then I had to take a bus 3 hours from Sarajevo to Tessin.
Wow. How, like, I'm sitting here a little jealous because I've always wanted to travel overseas and see those places in certain ways. Was it, obviously the length of the trip, you obviously wouldn't mind having it a little shorter, but was it really cool, like your first time out of the United States, to kind of see all those things by bus and by plane? I mean, how cool was that?
Yeah, overall it was cool, but my phone died as soon as I got to Turkey. I didn't know in Europe they have like different outlets, like plug outlets.
Oh,
So I
okay.
walked around the airport for about an hour trying to find the outlet until I asked, like, do you guys have this outlet? They was like, no. So I had to buy a new piece to go onto my charger cord.
Oh man, and how much does it cost a lot to do that? Like to buy another piece like that, or no?
Yeah, I think it was like $25.
Okay, and I mean, obviously, did they take American money, or I mean, what was the currency that you had to use?
Yeah, it was they had, I think it was euros.
Euros you were using?
Euros at that airport. Yeah, in Turkey they did, but not in Bosnia.
Not in Bosnia. So what do they use in Bosnia?
I actually forgot what it was called, but it was short for what it was. It's like Bosnian something currency. I forgot.
Okay.
Actually. Okay. Like it was $1. $1 there was 50 cents here.
$1. Okay, I gotcha. So that's how the exchange rate is.
Yeah.
Okay. So they value our money pretty highly. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So was your mom worried or your family worried because they couldn't get a hold of you?
I'm pretty sure, like 98%
sure. You're like, I can't imagine, like, me being a parent, that let's just say my son is headed over there, and drops off all communications and heading over into a foreign country that I know, you probably, you were really young when this was, but Bosnia was going through a civil war when I was in high school, I believe. And so it's not a very, how would I say this, non-hostile area.
Right. Yeah. That's the first thing they told me when I got there. They told me that whole story.
About the Bosnian War?
Yeah.
Yeah, they went through a lot of stuff over there, and there's been a lot of great basketball NBA players out of Bosnia in the last 30 years. And, I'm guessing you probably heard about that. What's that?
I said the only person they talk about is Nurkic.
Nurkic? Okay.
Yeah, from Portland, I think he plays for.
Yep.
And that's like the actual city that I was staying in, so he's.
Yeah, basketball's big in Bosnia, man. That's a big thing there. I can't remember if Vlade is from there too, who played for the Lakers and Sacramento Kings. I can't remember if he's actually from there too. But yeah, NBA, a lot of NBA players out of Bosnia. So 18-hour trip, saw some cool things. What was like the coolest thing that you kind of saw, like that when you were over in Bosnia, outside of the basketball games?
I went to a futsal game.
A what?
Futsal. It's like 7-on-7 soccer.
7-on-7 soccer. Okay.
But the ball is a lot smaller, and it's played inside. They play inside.
It's okay. So it's like arena soccer type thing with a small ball.
Yes, it was a sold-out game.
Sold out. How rowdy are the fans?
Craziest thing I ever seen in my life. Like drums, bells, sirens, whistles, everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you go alone?
Huh?
Did you go alone?
No, I went with my other import player that's from America.
Okay. And
me, him, and then like one of our managers like took us to the game.
Okay, so it's like a club, or like a soccer club that's playing.
Yep.
They're playing each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is it a professional league or something, or how? What was it?
I would think so.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
But they get pretty nuts.
It's crazy in there.
Like a lot of vulgar profanity going on.
I actually couldn't tell you because I didn't speak the language, but I would think so. Are
the players celebrities? Like, I mean, well known?
for futsal, I don't think so. But for like actual football or soccer, they were.
Oh, wow, that was impressive. You actually called it football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're becoming cultured, man. Would you have called it football 3 years ago?
I would not.
Okay, so you were told what to say, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, very cool, man. So let's talk about, your time as a basketball player over there. I saw a couple big time games that I was following some stats. What was the most points you scored in a game over there?
32 points.
Ooh, you were on. Jalen was feeling it, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was 36 and 10 assists.
Okay. Well, that's pretty impressive, man. What did you enjoy the most about the basketball out in Bosnia?
The most, I would probably have to say, it just actually being my day job. Like, it's actually what I'm paid to do.
The fact that you're living the dream of being a basketball player by getting paid to play not college, but you're living off of basketball. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It's putting food on the table.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah. When did that hit you? Like, was it during your time over there, or when you were headed out there? When did it hit you that basketball is feeding you?
I think the first paycheck.
The first paycheck?
First paycheck. Like, I really got this for playing basketball.
Yeah. All that hard work paid off.
Yeah, it's no better feeling.
Oh, that's cool, man. And that brings joy to me, is because we were able to kind of at Valley City State kind of help you get to that spot, because you don't really not play college basketball and go play pro. I mean, there are certain situations and certain special people that get to do that, but I feel like your path had to go through Valley City State, and we were part of that helping you out to get there. And that brings joy to me that you were able to find that. Let's talk about the rosters over there. So you said the other import player. Do you have to have a certain, or only can have a certain amount of import players on those rosters?
So I was in the so it's Premier League, and then it's First League, Second League, and then so on. So I was in the First League, like right under the top league in Bosnia.
Okay.
So it's like, that's really based on basically like Division I, Division II, like how much money you get.
Okay.
But like in the league I was in, I think you can have as many players as you want, but you get like a salary cap that you can only spend on Americans.
Okay.
Or like import players.
Okay.
So yeah, they just went on and just split the cap between two players.
Cool. So it was you and another United States citizen on the same team?
Yeah.
And where was he from?
He was from New York.
New York? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a lot of battle between Milwaukee and New York talk going on?
Yeah, you know how that goes.
For sure. I can only imagine, because I know the Milwaukee talk when you were at Valley City State was always a big thing too. So I think at one time you told me Milwaukee time. You taught me about Milwaukee time, and that's different, right?
Yeah, for sure. It actually is.
Very cool. Well, let's go back to talk about Valley City State. Let's get that in a little bit. You came to Valley City State through from Madison Tech, right? Madison Tech College.
Yeah.
But you were at, correct me if I'm wrong, Parkland before that?
Yeah, Parkland College. Yeah.
Okay. And you graduated from which high school in Milwaukee?
Alexander Hamilton High School.
Alexander Hamilton High School. What year was that?
That was 2015.
2015. Then from there you go to Parkland, right?
I actually took a year off between.
That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot. So you took the year off in between. And what did you do in that year that you were off?
I worked, but I was still in the gym every day. I was like a referee, or I did training sometimes. Like, I was still in the gym most of the time.
Kind of just saving up money?
Yeah.
Saving up money, getting ready to go to wherever that you can go after that year, right?
I don't know where, but somewhere.
Somewhere. So you chose Parkland, and Parkland chose you, right?
Yeah.
So you were there for what year? What season was that?
That was 18-19.
18-19, and that's a Division I junior college, right?
Yes.
Okay. Went there, had some success, but chose that wasn't going to be for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then ended up at Madison Tech in the 1920 year, or what? I can't remember. Or what year was that?
Yeah, that was 1920.
1920. Okay. And I forget the stats and everything, but what did you average at Madison Tech?
I think just a little under 16.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember watching the film, and how I found out about you was one of my coaching peers, and he told me that we got to give this kid a call. And I remember watching the film, and I'm like, yes, I got to give this kid a call. And we got you on the phone. Your recruitment, man, I don't remember it very much. I remember getting on the phone and just kind of saying stuff about Valley City State, and then we got you up on campus, and I remember going to Burger King with you and your family. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. And it was you, your mom and dad, and I think your sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was your brother with? I cannot
I
remember.
I can't remember. I don't think he was.
Okay. But we went to Burger King, and it was hot. I think, am I right by saying that? Was it really hot?
Yeah, I do remember that. It was hot, and you told me don't get used to it.
Well, it wasn't that cold here when you got here, right?
No, it wasn't that bad. Not the first year.
Not the first year. There was one winter where it was pretty cold. I do remember that, but they're not all like that. But I remember, and then you committed. I think it was July that you were up, and you committed like right after that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And where you lived in what dorm? Robertson?
My first year I stayed in. Man, I cannot remember. The first. I just know it was the furthest one. I remember the walk from the gym back to the house.
Okay.
What's that one called?
Was it My Father?
Like right across from the library?
Yeah, I think it's Robertson. It was either Robertson or My Father.
Snowy. It was Snowy.
Oh, you did. You were in Snowy.
Yep.
Okay, so were you in Snowy all 3 years?
No, I was in Snowy for the first semester, and then I moved to, I think it was My Father.
Okay. All right. Because you got your own room, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. So let's go and ask you some questions about this. What do you remember most about Valley City State?
What do I remember most? Outside of those late nights in the gym, probably just my teammates, like how good they were.
I'm sorry, you kind of cut out there. What about them?
I said how different they were. I just remember how different they were. Like not in a bad way, but like just like genuinely themselves instead of like what I was used to.
Okay, so a little bit different feel than Milwaukee and Illinois.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're saying they were very genuine? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Just themselves. I mean, they were willing to show their own personalities.
Yeah, that's the word.
Well, you were the same, weren't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, one thing I remember about you, Jay, is it was really hard to get emotion out of you, and you were always even keel. I never remember too much anger ever coming out of Jalen Addison, which was really cool. You're always laid back and chill, right?
Yeah.
And you were really good at 2K?
I would say the best, but one of those terms might say different.
Who's gonna listen to this podcast and go, Jay, no, you're not the best.
Devontae.
What's that?
I'm going Devontae.
Devontae? He's gonna listen to this and you're gonna get a phone call?
More than likely.
So what's your record versus Vontae in 2K?
I think it's 1-1 because he beat me that one time in the tournament, and then
okay,
I beat him behind closed doors. We won't speak on the score or anything like that. But
he's gonna be really mad at me, because I gave you a platform to kind of say these things, and he's gonna be like, I didn't get a chance to rebuttal versus this, right?
Right.
And one thing I know about Vontae, he will hold a grudge about that.
Yeah, he got to get an episode now too.
Yeah. Well, he's currently pursuing a pro career. I know he's been dealing with Ron Howard also, the guy that you've been dealing with. And I haven't heard if he's like found a contract or any of those things, but I know that he was going to certain tryouts and things, and I'm going to have to reach out to him and see how that's going, and see how his pursuit of a professional career is going. But I know he had certain things happening for him. And we'll kind of go from there. Maybe you'll play against each other, right?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. I would like to see the talk that would happen between you two on the floor during that game. I would love to see that or hear that.
Somebody got a mic up like the NBA that game.
Well, very cool, man. So teammates are the thing that you remember most about Valley City State. Do you remember any specific games or anything like that you could, share with us? What kind of bounces off into your head right now?
I remember my first game against Minot State.
Oh, at home? What do you remember about that game?
Just the atmosphere. Like I never played in something like that before. Like coming from a junior college, you don't really get like packed games like that.
Okay. So the bubble was packed.
What'd you say?
The bubble was packed.
I thought it was until we played Jamestown.
That's a different feel.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, so you remember the atmosphere about the Minot State game? Did we win that one? I can't remember. There was one of them that we won.
Yep, that was when we won.
Okay. I remember the game, was it last year? Or your senior year, where it was a really close game. I think they beat us 98-93 or something like that. And you got called for a flopping call. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And I was irate. I still am irate. Because I think it was either tied or something at that time, right? With had to be under 5 minutes left, right?
Yep, yeah, for sure it was. We got that call, and then we got another technical foul call.
Yeah.
I think either before or after that. I remember that.
Yeah, and I was appalled. Like, I don't remember the referees of that game, and I'm not going to put names out there or anything like that. But if anybody remembers how you played, your left foot always comes out, right?
Every time.
And these refs have they officiated you a lot, right? And the call, and now I don't think we had any flopping calls called against us last year. But this was like the first year that the flop was coming out, right? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And you were always a fadeaway type shooter, and your left foot always comes out. And the guy hit it, right? I think he hit your foot, which in my mind is a foul because he contested the shot and he hit your foot and you had to go down, right? It wasn't a flop. That's what happened. Right?
Yeah, I had no choice, really.
Yeah. And did you hit the shot?
Yep, it went in.
Yeah, and they called it off. And we either go up 3 or go up 1 or 2. In a big, highly momentum game, and I just remember. And then you got called for one at their place too, right?
At Minot?
Yeah. I think I bring it up to Coach Wagner. I think I show it to him. I was like, "Is this a flop?" I think you got called for another flop at Minot.
It's not ringing a bell, but I believe it.
Yeah. If you have a chance, go back in the video archives and see if it bothers you. Those are the ones that stick in my head, man. But no, just remembering how you played. Those were your shots. Those transition threes, running up and down the floor, that everybody thinks is a bad shot, but actually it's a good shot because you practice it all the time, right?
Yeah, for sure. Hours on hours.
I remember talking to somebody sometime, and like they would ask me, why does Jalen, he take so many transition threes? And I remember telling him, because I watch him every day, and he's very good at those transition chaos threes. That's when he's at his best. When we're running up and down the floor and they can't get matched up, he's best at transition threes. And I strongly thought about that about you as you played. What do you think is your best shot?
Personally, I think all of them. But if I had to pick one, it probably would be the transition three.
Transition three. Yeah, that's one. What go ahead?
Paint, so it's really an open three because you're not guarding me at the moment. So.
Coach Wagner, you played under Coach Wagner one year, my assistant coach, and he always says that too. It's like, the wide open transition three is better than a turnover. It's right. What?
Shout out Coach Wagner for that one.
He always has to tell me that. He says it's better than a turnover. Bad shot's better than a turnover because it actually gives you a chance to put it in. And so he always calms me down in regards to that. Now, you got your degree from Valley City State, too. What's your degree in, Jalen?
It's in strength and conditioning.
Okay.
It's exercise science with an emphasis on strength and conditioning.
Okay. Well, we're really proud of you for getting that.
Also.
I'm sorry, say that again. I cut you off there.
I have a minor in business also in athletic coaching certificate.
Oh, good. Great. Something to rely on when the playing career's over, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we're really proud of you for doing those things. We only have about 5 minutes left. Is there any shout-outs to your past teammates or anything that you want to give a shout-out to?
Shout out everybody, man. Everybody know the work gonna vouch.
Yeah. We miss you here. But what is your future aspirations after the playing career is over? What do you really truly think that you're going to try to go into? And if you don't know, that's fine. But what would you really, off the top of your head here, after your playing career is over, where would you want to go into in terms of a profession?
Just anywhere I could give back and inspire, the younger generation, to show them that it's possible and that it's doable because I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from where I'm from, I feel like that's just the main thing I would want to do.
Just helping people get to where they want to go?
That's it.
Is coaching in your future, Jalen?
Huh?
Is coaching in your future?
Not near future.
Not near future? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, after your playing career is over, would you think about coaching?
I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I could deal with me.
You don't know if you could deal with a me. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, hey, I never thought that about you. I thought you were very pleasant to coach, and I thought there was never a time that I wouldn't trade you in for anybody else. So you're saying you were hard to deal with?
You probably got the best version of me, but earlier on, I could have been a lot to deal with.
Okay. How are you as a pro?
I think I'm everything you could ask for, honestly.
Okay.
Level-headed, willing to play any role. Just wanting to win, honestly.
It's amazing how those things coincide, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
How, once you kind of buy into a role, how you kind of figure out how college basketball is so dependent on certain types of personalities, certain types of skills, certain types of things that fit into place, that winning starts happening when people can actually accept those things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you can answer this in any way you want. I'm not trying to pressure you into saying certain things, Jay, but has basketball become, once you've learned that, accepting a role, did basketball become more enjoyable for you, or did it become harder for you?
It was much more enjoyable. I feel like before I came to Valley City, I don't know if you've ever heard the term before, it's the difference between being a basketball player and a hooper.
Yeah.
Before Valley City, I feel like I was just a pure hooper. I just wanted to play. I didn't care about the X's and O's. But when I came there, I really became an actual basketball player. And I feel like when you put those together, that's when you actually become a professional. Yeah,
that's cool. That's good stuff, man. With what you're saying right there, hopefully a lot of basketball players out there hear that. And you're a professional basketball player, I never got to play professional basketball. I mean, that was always something that I would love to have done. To be able to call myself a professional basketball player is pretty cool, because you, and in certain ways, made it. And that's what, from the first time that you laced them up, that's kind of like something that everyone wants to pursue. And obviously, everybody thinks they're an NBA player. Excuse me. Sorry, I had a sneeze there. Everybody, I'm going to be in the NBA, but the percentage of basketball players that can actually be an NBA player is like, it's so minute, that to have guys like yourself actually be able to become a professional basketball player it just makes me so proud of you, because you're doing stuff that not everybody has the gift to be able to do, and you have the gift. You have one thing that I always admire about you is your work ethic and your pursuit of that dream. Never wavered in your time that I was around you, and it's paying dividends now. And I know, the Bosnia thing right now. Like, how's it working? Was your contract renewed, or you're just choosing to go on to a different spot? What's happening with that?
They usually do like 1-year deals. They did ask, like, I do have like an offer on the table.
Okay.
I'm probably going to try to move to a higher league.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. That just reeks you, man. Like, you aren't going to be satisfied with staying where you were. You want to continue to elevate yourself to another spot again. Am I right by saying that?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's Jay, man. Like, you're not going to stop, and I know that about you, that you'll sacrifice a lot of things just to pursue that one dream that you're constantly doing. Now, you've already achieved that dream in great ways, but it's still not enough, is it?
No, not at all. No,
and I'm proud of you. Keep that mindset. I know you'd be one of those guys that are 40 years old and your knees are telling you no, but your brain's going to say, I'm going to go one more time.
I'm out there. I feel like another, like, one thing that Valley helped me with was on my visit. I feel like I knew that I wouldn't be like much of a, I guess you could say, like, college town. It was a lot slower than what people probably were used to, but I just knew that's what I needed to figure out if I really wanted to chase my dream or not, because I had no reason not to chase it out there.
Yeah.
So Valley helped me lock in with what I wanted to do.
It's a great place to play college basketball. And being in a big city has a lot of distractions. I think that's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's people that can really make you get off track. And I'm not saying Valley City has nothing to do or nothing to offer in regards to that, but it is a very close-knit community that can really keep you on the right path to becoming what you want to become. And that I feel like when you're going to college, that should be the main goal anyway, right? It's a place where you want to be able to concentrate on what you want to be. I think, is that kind of what you were trying to get at there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I'm glad that you were able to say that about Valley City State being able to provide that for you, because that's our goal every time we come. We get kids to play basketball here. We just want to get you to the next step, and I think I've told all of my recruits that is, hey, if you have opportunities, if you do this, we're trying to get you to the next area of your life, and I don't want this to be the best 4 years of your life. I want it to be, if you're a part of my program, I want to be a really cool experience in your life, but I want your best years to be in your professional life, because that means life just kept on getting better for you, right?
Exactly.
Well, that's really cool stuff, man. Is there anything else that you want to talk about with Valley City State or anything like that? We got about 5 more minutes here, maybe a little less, but is there anything else that you want to give a shout out to? Any professors or anybody that that impacted you?
Really, man, shout out Mitch.
Mitch?
Come record sometimes, late nights.
Is that him? Mitchell Silkman? He's Did you know he's the one that's handling this right now?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. There we go, man. Yeah, Mitch is sitting behind the computers right now. He's doing a great job. Mitch is yelling thank you right now. I call him the puppet master back there. He's usually the guy that's keeping me in line here in regards to this, but that's really cool, man, that you remember Mitch, and Mitch remembers you. So we were just talking about, last time I was in the studio, we were talking about Mitch's cars. You remember, Mitch is a big car guy?
No, I thought only thing I seen him in was that the one wheel skateboard thing.
Okay. You were the guy on the one wheel thing?
That's me.
That's you. Well, he has a BMW, right?
Oh.
What's that?
Okay. I said, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. He's got a BMW, and you like drifting, don't you?
Yeah, drifting racing.
Drift racing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get him to do that in the VCSU parking lot one of these days, and we're going to record that. Actually, you know what? I want to be in the passenger side, and I want to see if I can handle it. We good with that? But yeah, all right, cool. That's really cool. Giving Mitch a shout out, man. We really appreciate that.
I'll need to bring my car to him to get a detail.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. I didn't even think of that. See, I just made up for the cars right there. I just made up for you missing some business today, Jay.
Yeah, we all good now.
Say, hey, you gonna watch some games this year? Some VCSU games?
Yeah, for sure. It's just, that time difference.
Yeah, the time difference. Because you'll be overseas, right?
Yeah, so it'll probably. I think you guys play like 3 or 4 a.m.
Yep, that's when we're on the tube for you.
I called one game last year. I played Mayville, I think.
Okay.
But I didn't make it all the way through.
Yeah. Well, we got to get you back on campus sometime, okay?
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah. Chris Thompson's been on campus a couple times since his time leaving, so I got to see him. But I would love to see you back on campus and talk to the guys a little bit about your time at VCSU, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right. Well, hey, we wish you the best, man. If you need us in regards to anything, you just let us know. But hey, you keep on plugging away out there and representing VCSU, okay?
I appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Thanks, Jay.
Just made for earning. Who are they really serving? I want big smoke, wolfing on the net, but up in person they got strep throat. Here to make a lot of threats, but they don't never step though. Yeah, I'm a believer, by my dollars feel like Creflo. They gon' say that I